Yeah, we got AVT and PAT. They talking about young Americans overseas. We got McKinney, Pulisic, Reynolds and Des. Got that red, white, and blue USA on the crest. From England, Germany, from Belgium to Spain. Racking up all the medals on the trophy train. Got one thing on their mind, with skill and some luck. One day we can say we will win the World Cup.
Well, guys, welcome to our video for today. Today we got a fun one. So obviously you see we have some special guests joining Pat and I on our episode. And today we're going to be doing our fantasy USMNT draft. So obviously, you know, a lot of people are doing their fantasy drafts for the season this month. So we thought this would be a really cool opportunity to kind of, you know, get some people together and kind of pick our roster for, you know, the 2022 World Cup together and do a little fantasy draft. So I'm going to pass it over to Pat now to kind of introduce our, special guest for today, and then we'll kind of get into it.
Yeah, for sure. And again, Jay, Justin, we appreciate you, all the fans, coming on our show. So, want us to start with you, Justin. I know, again, you're everywhere on Twitter with the player comps, the database and spreadsheet that you've utilized and created and just continue to add on. With highlights and covering various players across. So I'll just pass it to you if you want to introduce yourself to our fans.
Yeah. Hey, guys. I'm super excited to be on with you. I'm super excited to pick all the wrong players tonight. Yeah, you can always check out my stuff on Twitter at PickSwish, right, for Stars and Stripes FC a little bit. But just love talking about soccer and super, super stoked to be on with you all.
Awesome. And we appreciate it. And we got Jay there as well out in LA. So Jay, I know you're heavily involved right from the first touch space. And again, another heavy influencer there in Twitter in the soccer USMNT community. So I'll pass it over to you.
No, thanks for having me, guys. Really excited about this. This really sounds pretty fun. And yeah, I just a US soccer fan and just want to be involved.
Yeah, so kind of how we set this up to give you guys all the information. So we're going to pick starting 11. So, we're going to each have a starting 11. Again, that's 44 players. So we're going to kind of go through one player per round. We picked our order before this. So I think we're going to be drafting so me first, Austin, then we'll go Justin, Jay, and then Patrick. So we'll be doing a snake draft as well. So, we'll kind of snake back around. There's no standard formation for our teams. So, we're not confined to the Greg Berhalter style of play right here on this episode tonight. And again, we wanted to make this the most fun as possible. So injuries don't count. Anyone who's USMNT eligible, whether they're committed to playing for us or not, is free to draft. So it should be a fun night and something that we're all looking forward to and hope you guys enjoyed as well. So I guess without further ado, is there anything else you guys want to say before we get into it?
I'm excited, guys, again, to have you both on to kind of do this mock draft and just kind of getting hyped, right, for Qatar. And I mean, it's already the end of August, by the time, it's come out right at the end of August and we're right around the corner. So I'm just really excited, the depth that we have and who our lineups will be, who gets the bragging rights, for the best lineup here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we might actually be able to construct 4 lineups that are like actually decent teams, which is pretty cool.
What's Greg's email address?
It's good depth.
Yeah, right. And that's why we were so excited to have 4 people on the show too, because I feel like 4 is the perfect number to really get some good teams and make some hard decisions here. So I guess I'll get us started off. So I have the luck of the draw, I guess I should say. I don't know. Some of you guys probably are glad I have the first pick, but I'm going to go with the player that was first on my draft board, and that's Tyler Adams. So I'm going to go with him at the 6, obviously playing very well for Leeds right now. And obviously Leeds are playing really well. So I feel very strongly about picking him first, having him as the captain of my team. And we're going to kind of build from there. So I guess I'll pass it over now to Justin for pick number 2.
That's a strong first pick. Tyler Adams. I'm going to go with the guy who actually was number 1 overall on my board, and that is Weston McKennie. I am so excited about getting Weston in the squad. And it's a little bit tricky because the drop-off from Adams to Acosta is huge, And we do have some guys like Yunus Musa, Gio Reyna, Luca, who can all fill in capably at the 8. But I just feel like the team's ceiling is so much higher with Weston McKennie in the team. He just like lifts everyone to a different level, both with his play and with his demeanor. So I'm excited about picking him up.
Yeah, that's a nice pick. I guess Jay, you're on the clock.
I'm gonna go with Christian Pulisic. I mean, he's still our golden boy. He's still the guy. So I feel like he's probably gonna come into World Cup pretty hungry. Especially how things are going at Chelsea. So I'm going with Pulisic.
Gotcha.
I like it. You guys are leaving with plenty. I'm going to have to, go with my guy Yunus Musa. I think he's just a hard player to drop. Obviously, it's great to see him getting more starts, right? And kind of seems like it's going to be the season for him at the club level. We know what he can do at the USMNT. He's a magnet there. Nobody can take the ball off of him, and he can also kind of flex, into that midfield. He can drive forward, but also kind of hold, back defensively. So I need to reassure my midfield, and I need to take Musa there.
Strong pick.
Yeah, you get to go again, Pat. So,
I get to go again. So man, I am going to take again in another midfield spot, but more in that 10 role. I'm going Gio Reyna.
Ooh, okay.
So I want to reassure my mid. I know Greg and folks have had him out in the wing. I just love what he can do in that attacking space centrally. Be able to drive forward, take on players, find those pockets of space, and unlock kind of the wings there. So again, the midfield's critical. You guys already took some of my other midfield picks, so I'm going to go Gio Reyna.
Gotcha.
All right. I was actually waiting to see who he would pick because I was between these two players. I like Gio a lot, but I'm going to go with Brendan Aronson. Probably one of the most informed players right now for the national team. So I'm going with Brendan.
Nice. Back to me. I'm going to pick up Serginho Dest at right back. I think we talked about his situation at Barcelona before we went live, and it's not ideal, but his talent is unbelievable. He's one of the few players who can actually break the press by himself. He's that outlet where just get the ball to his feet, beat the first man, and things are wide open for the rest of the team. So I'm guessing and hoping that he will still be sharp and be able to play well, play at a high level. And a few months from now, we'll see if he lands somewhere different from Barca.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good pick. Cool. So now I finished round 2 off. So yeah, you guys picked a lot of good players. So I guess first I want to go again based on, where kind of our weaker positions lie. So I'm going to go Tim Weah. I'm going to slot him in at the right there. And yeah, I think, obviously injuries, Pat, you've talked about a lot over the course of our show, but that's, I feel like, the biggest concern with Tim. So without injuries being a problem here in this episode, I feel pretty confident in his abilities. And now I'm not so sure where to go for my next pick. There's a lot of good players here still.
Pressure's on. The pressure's on.
I know. I'll go with I'll go with Anthony Robinson. So throwing in the left back position, I think there is some other names on the list, right? We've got some backup left backs finally that are doing some things and give us some confidence. But I think what you've seen this past year, I feel like all you guys could probably agree with me that he's just taken his game to the next level. And obviously that doesn't mean he's flawless, but I think he's a big asset for us now, where maybe a year or two ago that wasn't necessarily the case. So I'm going to go with him.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. I was really worried that you're going to take my boy Chris Richards, but you left him for me. So I'm going to take him up. The first central defender off the board. Both his defensive ability and his technique on the ball, calmness, and getting out of pressure. It's going to be a huge deal for us playing out of the back.
That's a great pick. That's a good pick. Man, you guys are making it tough now. I'm gonna go with Luca De La Torre. I figured, Tyler's gone, Eunice is gone, and I need someone in the middle. So I'm going to go with Luca De La Torre.
Nice.
Gotcha.
And it's you get in a roll, and then the rest of you all pick, and there goes plan A through D. Oh man. Okay, so I picked two in kind of that midfield area. I think to reassure my back line here centrally, I got to go with the consistent center back there that's been with the USMNT all qualifying long. I'm gonna go Zimmerman. I really want to reassure again that back line, maybe not in the best hot and cold with Nashville right now, but it seems like when push comes to shove, USMNT games in the line, I feel like he's going to get it done. He's going to be an anchor there, a leader in the back line. So I am going to reassure my center back spot since he took Richards.
Nice. It's back to you a second time then, right, Patrick?
Yeah, that's right. Oh man,
you guys, Austin and Patrick, you have the tough jobs.
I know.
Right? It's like, okay, who did I just pick? Who did I jot down? So this one's tough, but I got to go with I got to go with a winger of some sorts, and this might be a little bit outside of the box. I'm just going on form. I'm putting him a little bit outside of his comfort zone, maybe per se. I'm gonna pick left wing, Tillman.
Oh, okay.
I'm tearing it up a little bit. I like the form he's in. Obviously, centrally, he's played left mid a little bit, but primarily centrally. I just like what he can bring. His pressure, his technical ability, and I need to again, have somebody. I think him and Reyna in my lineup could have a nice connection there. Offer another dimension. So I'm gonna go Tillman. Surprise pick there.
Nice.
Wow,
that's a good one. Oh man, you guys took the center backs already. Let's see. I'm gonna go Josh Sargent up top.
Ooh, okay.
I like that one.
Oh, you got your front three filled out already, Jay.
I know, man. I have no defense right now.
Hey, just score goals. You don't have to worry about that.
Right.
I'm going to follow suit. I was actually kind of torn between these guys, but I am going to take Jordan Peacock and fill him in as my 9. I think that not only is he a really talented finisher and a great poacher in the box, he finds the right spaces and puts the ball away. He also is really good in combination play. He doesn't have the quickness or the acceleration of Pepe or Ferreira, but he has all the technique to be able to combine and let me play the way I want to. And if I do end up having to pick up bad wingers later on, they can just loft the ball into him and have him try to win it in the air.
Gotcha. So, yeah, that's a good pick. So I'm going to go with this pick. I think I'm going to go Gianlu Cabuccio. So maybe not the best start to the season, but I do believe in him. I think he's got some good talents that, over time will kind of show themselves. So, and I like pairing him with Tyler Adams, right? Kind of like what they got going at Leeds, right? Mark Roca is kind of the finesse guy. Tyler Adams is kind of the cleanup guy. So I'm going to go with him in midfield. And then, yeah, I'm torn again. We've already had some strikers come off the board, so maybe I'll stay away from that. I'll go Miles Robinson at center back.
Fair enough.
So, obviously some of you guys have already picked some center backs. I think Miles Robinson's a great one-on-one defender. Really strong in the air too, right on some of those set pieces. So, I think he'd be a good asset to my team.
Nice. And is it back to me? Yeah, it is now.
Yep.
So you went back to back there. Okay. I was a little bit torn. I'm going to slot Joe Scallion at my left back. Yeah, I'm leaving myself a little bit bare here in midfield, but I think the drop off to the next option at left back is pretty intense, and I'm a little scared to go any lower than him there.
Gotcha.
That's fair.
So, yeah, I mean, left back, we're pretty shallow. You guys probably took the best picks already. I'm going to go Cameron Carter-Vickers for my center back.
I like it.
I'll pick.
He's killing it at Celtic.
Yep.
Oh, I guess it's me. I am going to reassure that last midfield spot. I'm gonna have to pick Acosta. Again, I have Reyna, Musa. I just got to go with another kind of enforcer there. Maybe he's not the Tyler Adams, but kind of next up, still a very consistent player. A little bit sporadic with form, but when he's on, I think the talent that I have there with Reyna and Musa can kind of cover ground there, and Zimmerman too. So I'm going to reassure that midfield three and go with Acosta.
And there were no defensive midfielders left in the draft.
Yeah, right. That's what it feels like.
So yeah, and then I think with my other pick here, I'm going to go with Jesus Ferreira, up top. So again, I know we have some other strong strikers on the board, but Ferreira with his Dallas form, right? What he can do with the USMNT, kind of link players, and maybe he's not, from a national team perspective, scoring 2 goals every game or the high amount of shot chances, but I just like his ability to unlock those passing lanes, right, and just kind of open space for others. The way he understands the system here, and I think again he'll just open up a lot of pockets of space and kind of Firmino-esque styles. So I'm going to go with Ferreira.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna go with this guy because he can play 2 positions, and honestly, I haven't made up my mind what I want him to play. I'm gonna go with Sands.
Okay.
I don't know if I want him to play center back or the 6. Yeah, it depends on who's left on the board. I'm going with Sands.
Gotcha.
That's a great pickup, Jay.
Yeah.
It falls back to me. I'm going to take Folarin Balogun, the youngster playing out of his mind in France right now. I think he is more of a true 9, but with PFOC up central for me, I could do 2 striker setup, or I could shift Balogun out wide. His play reminds me a lot of Tim Weah. He doesn't put his head down and go to the end line the way Weah does, but the way he receives the ball, his style of dribbling, the way he takes players on 1v1, I see a lot of Weah in him. And he also is more of that true central player who can shoot and finish. So I don't know that he is in Greg's plans or that he is even open to playing for us this cycle. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's still holding out hope for England. But since we have this freedom in the draft, I'll pick up the guy who has 3 goals in Ligue 1.
Right.
There you go. That was actually, I think, one of the players I was going to pick. So good pick, Justin. Good pick. Yeah. Let's see here. Who's left at center back? Yeah, now we're getting into the.
Now we're getting farther in.
Yeah. What was that?
This is where it gets tough,
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Henry Kessler.
So I'm gonna stay with attacker, and again, someone who maybe isn't in the best position right now, but I think this year's he's gonna prove himself, and I'm gonna go with Conrad De La Fuente. I like what he brings to the team. I think again, and what I'm looking for, I got a lot of pace right now, so I need a little finesse out on the wing. So I'm gonna go with him for my first pick here, and then I think my second pick, I'll go. Oh, actually, yeah, I will go. I'll go midfield again, and I'll do. So I already have Tyler Adams, Gianlu Cabuccio. I'm gonna go with Richie Ledesma, and I'm gonna have him unlocking things up front.
Desma's good.
It's man.
Yeah.
Again, and no injuries, so he should be fully fit and healthy. So
this man just picks Richie Ledesma right before it's my turn to pick Richie Ledesma. Oh, that's crushing. I think we're not looking too good right now in midfield and winger, where I still have a couple gaps. Well, I'm torn between Mendez and Mihailovic here in the midfield.
Ooh.
Going back and forth. I'll go. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Alex Mendez. That one might be foolish. We'll just have to wait and see. But he's a skillful player. He unlocks the defense, and he has a wicked left foot.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's fair. Yeah.
Okay,
You got,
so it's
Jay.
me. I'm going with John Brooks.
Ooh, okay.
Center back.
The forgotten one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost forgot about him right now. Going with John Brooks.
It's my guy. I'm the only one on the bandwagon still.
I'm right there with you, Austin.
Oh, you.
All right, there you go.
All right, I left.
Let's go.
I mean, he needs to find a club. He needs
there
to
was
find a club.
a random rumor I saw today of Aston Villa. I don't know if it's true or not, but
He might have retired, man. We don't know.
He doesn't have many days left, right? The window.
I don't know if he's a free agent. I don't know if he has to sign within the deadline.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Very true.
Good pick. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Pat, it's on you.
All right. Oh man, we're getting into the weeds here. Because I was gonna pick Brooks now. I'm gonna go Mark McKenzie at the center back. He's kind of locked down that spot there after the other gang center back moved to. I'm forgetting where that center back, the Colombian center back, moved to. Did you go to the press?
Oh, Lukumi.
Yes. So yeah, I just again, he's been around the national team picture. He has kind of that leadership aspect, picking up some playing time now. So yeah, I think he'll be a great complement there. With my center back pairing. So I'm going to go there with McKenzie, and then I think I am going to go to the tough spot of the left back and go with maybe a twist here, but I'm going to go with Kevin Paredes. I think that he just offers so much kind of dynamism going forward, up front, kind of again mixing with that Reina Tillman side of my team. That's a lot of maybe I'm being a liability defensively, but attacking prowess, the combinations, the overlaps there. I'm excited for them going forward.
Okay,
Very nice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with some kind of left back or right back. Kind of torn between two. I think I'm gonna go Reggie Cannon as my right back.
Okay.
Nice. And I'm torn once again. Let me get Georgi Mihailovic.
Ooh, okay.
We'll see. I may end up playing some kind of wonky formation, but I got Georgi. He's a talented player. He just got the move to AZ
Alkmaar, yeah.
Is he getting called in September?
I don't know. He's not been quite at the level in MLS that he was to start the season. But this should be a big camp. Which it won't be, but
which Roldan is injured, so maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
As well.
What, 4 to 6 weeks or something? Or?
Yeah. Roldan will miss. He'll miss this camp.
So a growing injury, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So back to me. I'm gonna go with center back next. I'm gonna go with Aaron Long. I still believe in him. I know he's getting much maligned recently, but I think we've seen him do well with the national team. And again, with some of the options I have right now, I think he's the person I trust over some of the other ones. So I'm gonna go with him to round out the center backs, and then right back. I told this to you, Pat, before we started filming. I feel like this year, with his situation, maybe he's fallen off the radar a little bit, but from the level of prospect, I think he still is, and the talent I feel like he still has, I'm going to go with Brian Reynolds at right back.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Brian Reynolds.
Yeah.
Reynolds over Yedlin and Shaq Moore.
Yep. I'm going with. I like the athleticism he brings. He can play multiple positions, right? He can push up the field a little bit. I like his crossing ability. I think he's just kind of in a rough spot right now. So
I love him as a player. His profile is fantastic. I have super high hopes for him. But as far as 3 months from now, I think I'll take Yedlin or Shaq.
That's fair. Hey man, I'm trying to go with the full athleticism. I got Leia, I got Adams.
You can fly. You can fly all day.
Seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Buzz around like Marsh.
Oh man, I don't see anything that gets me like too excited anywhere, and I've already hosed myself in a couple positions, and we're close to the end. So let me get the first goalie off the board. Let me get Matt Turner.
That's
I was wondering when someone's going to pick a goalie there.
There you go.
As much as I'd love to give Horvath some love, he can be next.
Yeah, that's who I was going with actually. So, I mean, I'm gonna go Sam Vines as my left back.
Okay.
Consistent.
Yeah.
Nice pick. All right, Pat, it's up to you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with the veteran of the group, right back, DeAndre Yedlin. I know maybe it hasn't been the perfect start over at Inter Miami, but again, I think it's just somebody where you kind of know what you're going to get with him. Having kind of that veteran aspect to the group. He does show up in some big moments there. So obviously, with what we're left, I do need to kind of have a more stable guy there, with Zim and Yedlin on that side. So I'm going to go DeAndre.
Nice.
Winger, right wing there. I'm going with my guy there, brings a lot of energy, Paul Arriola. So I'll have that Ferreira-Arriola connection there. And again, I just like his tenacity, the pace. Again, another guy that's kind of, more in that veteran presence, calm under pressure. So I'm going to go Arriola.
All right, so I got my back line ready, I think. Up top, I think I'm going to go with Stefan. It's my goalie.
Okay.
Nice.
Look forward to tearing your lineup apart. Back to me. I am just throwing caution to the wind. I'm messing up my formation. I'm moving Weston McKennie to the 6 so that I can bring in Haji Wright.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going with it's getting interesting. I don't have a defensive midfield, but he's such a talented player. I can't just leave him on the board.
Gotcha. Very interesting there. Okay. Yeah. So I got 2 positions left. I can round out my team here. So I feel like I'm one of the last people to pick striker. Obviously, Justin, you just picked another one. So that kind of leaves me a few different players. We got Ricardo Pepi, Daryl DK, Brandon Vasquez even, who looks, pretty good this year.
It's crazy that Pepe's still up there,
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Pepe the last few shows. I'm going to go again without any injuries and maybe not the best form, but again, another player I just kind of believe in. I think, when called on, could do a great job. Daryl DK. I'm going to make him my starting 9.
And unbelievable if none of those injuries existed, where he would be.
Yeah, I think the injuries have just kind of hurt him the past few months.
It's tough for those MLS guys who go because of the offseason being in a different time, 6 months different, because you almost end up playing 18 months straight, which he did and a couple of those other guys did, and it really wears him down.
Yeah. And when he's been healthy, he's played well, right? I don't know. I think once he's back healthy again, he's gonna do really well too. So for my final pick, obviously gotta go goalkeeper. Few available. Screw it. I've been going young this whole time, so I'm gonna go Gaga. Take Gaga Slonina.
Wow. The prime
the
time.
Horvath disrespect. Oh.
I trend young, and Pat, I'm sorry, I disrespected your Lord and Savior, Ethan Horvath.
Yeah, come on. Through thick and thin.
You might have to take them now.
Yeah, right?
Back to me with my last pick. I'm going to round out my lineup with center back. We're bringing in Eric Palmer-Brown. I actually think that EPB is a very underrated player. He does have the occasional shocking moment, or that's overstating it, scary moment defensively. He does like to poke in and sometimes gives up fouls in the box. But his on-ball ability, his calmness on the ball, ability to escape type situations, ping balls around the field. I wanted Brooks. Jay, you got Brooks, but I feel very solid with EPB there.
It's a good pick. He's just on it's a tough situation. Not a good team he's on. So
I mean, as a defender, that's not the worst thing. He's getting a lot of reps.
That's true.
Decent league, pretty good league, yeah.
Let me change it up. I'm going to go Alan Sonora from Independiente. That's my 10.
I like it.
I see.
That's awesome. All right. I guess that leaves I think he's still on the board, right? My guy Ethan Horvath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're rounding it out with. Again, he's been through a lot. Justin, I know you mentioned some nervy moments there with EPB. Obviously, we've seen Horvath cough up the ball, USMNT, and then for a club with Brood, and we've seen some nervy moments. But he's also made some incredible saves. I mean, he's in a more stable environment now, down the championships. So again, been around the team here, kind of in the shadows per se, in that second or third goalkeeping spot, but he's ready. He's ready for the big time here on my team.
Great final pick, because that's Mr. Irrelevant, right? Is what it's called in drafts, and it does feel like he's often the last man left out.
Number 44 of the night. Cool. So do we want to just go through real quick and kind of tell the fans how we would like to set up our team?
Sure.
Let's start off with Justin. I'm curious to see how you're going to play your you got what, 3 strikers? Or I know Balogun you'll probably play out wide a little bit, but
yeah, I'm going to call it probably a 4-3-1-2. So the width is going to come from Dest and Scally. They both are comfortable pushing upfield. So obviously Turner in goal, EPB at left center back, Richards as right center back. So very comfortable on the ball there, and Dest on the right, Scally on the left. They'll push up. Weston McKennie is going to be sitting deeper as my 6. So he's going to have more defensive responsibility. We're not going to see him maybe moving the ball upfield as much as we'd like to if I had somebody else who could take on that defensive responsibility. But Alex Mendez will help with that a little bit. So he'll sit there as my 8. And then we have George Mihailovic, who could be like an 8 or a 10, maybe push just slightly upfield from Mendez, because Mendez has grown a lot in his defensive game while he's been in Portugal. Mm-hmm. So I feel more comfortable with him there. And Georgie is that last piece of the midfield. And then sitting like as a 10 underneath my 2 strikers, I'll have Balogun, able to drift, able to play make, connect with the midfield. And then Pifak and Haji up top. I don't feel like either of those guys actually would function well in a 2-striker setup. I feel like that's where it all falls apart for me, is that those are both guys who want to play as the lone central 9. And they have different styles as well, but maybe Haji stretches the lines and Pifak drops in a little bit and combines with Balogun.
Hey, Pifak's had some nice flicks and assists with Union Berlin so far.
He's a very skillful player.
Yeah. Do you want to go, Pat? Maybe tell us your how you're going to set up your team.
Yeah, for sure. And just quick, Justin, too. I do like the Mendez pick. I think that's a player that's kind of forgotten in terms of the
underrated.
Overall pool. And underrated, exactly, Jay. Where I think come 2026 and where he's at in his growth and development, I think that's somebody we might be really talking about here. So I do like that shout. My team here, I will start from the back. My guy Ethan Horvath. He's been my boy since day one, even through his errors and mistakes. I had to go with him, keeper. Paredes on the left back spot, and then I have McKenzie and Zimmerman as my center backs. Yedlin shepherding that right. So again, I feel a little nervous for my left side. I could also say my right side too, but Zimmerman being the anchor. Midfield 3, Acosta, operating in that 6 as that Adams-esque, destroyer there, enforcer from the back, as well as Musa and Reyna being kind of again depending on the team in the day. Maybe Musa also kind of drops back there, but kind of my dual 8s in the pivot setup. And then up top, Tillman, I went kind of surprised there in the wing. Ferreira, centrally, number 9, and then Areola too. So kind of that Dallas partnership up there. And again, I'm hoping that midfield's enough to get me through.
There you go. What about you, Jay? You want to tell us how you're going to set your team up?
All right, so I got Stefan in goal, Cannon right back. I got Brooks and CCV as my center back partnership. But I think they would complement each other pretty well. I think CCB might be able to cover a little bit for Brooks, with the speed. Vines, which, he's solid, I guess. He's solid. Get the job done. In the middle, I have Sands as my 6, kind of a destroyer role. And I'll have Luca De La Torre connecting, helping connect the midfield to the strikers and the wings, and Alan Sonora as like kind of my 10, more creative playmaker kind of role. On the wings, I have Pulisic and Aronson, and I think those two can create some havoc on the wings. And up top, Josh Sargent, which to me is probably the most complete striker we have.
Yeah, that's a fair shout. definitely playing like it recently too.
It's awesome to see him picking up form again.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be great to see him make that World Cup roster, especially if it's, if he's in the form he's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. So going into my team, obviously we went a little bit young. So starting at the back here, we got Gaga again, big moments, right? I'm throwing him in the fire. And then going into our defense, we've got pretty strong center back partnership between Miles Robinson, Aaron Long. I feel like they're gonna have to do a lot of work because I feel like our fullbacks, Brian Reynolds and Anthony Robinson, are really going to try and push up, get upfield a lot, and try and create havoc on attack or in attack. And then moving into the midfield, obviously Tyler Adams. So again, he's going to be the guy who kind of cleans up most things in front of those center backs, maybe pushes back and kind of rotates into a back three at times to kind of create from the back, and then. Moving upfield, we've got Gianlu Cabuccio, who kind of, provide that playmaking ability a little bit, try and be that calming presence in midfield in terms of, when we have possession. Richie Ledesma, too, pushing forward, kind of combining with him. And then going to my front three. So, again, with the fullbacks, I really like pushing, one of them up at a time. So, if we push Brian Reynolds up, then I think Tim Weah can kind of slide in a little bit and kind of play as a double striker with Daryl DK and kind of combine with him. We've seen a lot of 1-2s with him. That's kind of something he likes to do. If we do more of that on the left, then I think Conrad can kind of slide in and maybe slide under DK and again, provide some of that playmaking ability. And I like DK's, ability. I think he's a good striker, someone who's a good finisher of the ball as well. Obviously super strong presence. So, yeah, I like our chances. Yeah, I mean, this was fun, guys. Did you have fun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think those are 4 pretty strong teams. That just shows how much depth we have at this time, and it should only get better too. So exciting times.
Yeah, there are guys who could legitimately be in this upcoming camp who were not picked. Ricardo Pepi was not picked. Brandon Vasquez was not picked.
Shaq Moore,
yeah, some of the left back guys, because I feel like it does get kind of open at left back. Maybe Tolkien, Jogo, Dwan Jones, Wiley. Those guys were not picked.
Right.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the talent we have, and so any kind of from all the lineups here, Jay and Justin, any surprise picks that were included in that either you picked along the way or that you saw on other folks' rosters there.
Reynolds shocked me.
Okay.
That shocked me. I love him as a player. I rate him super highly. I'm super excited about his future. I think, I was like, whoa, but Yedlin and Shaq are still there. I think Reynolds and Gaga too, because he's a good keeper. But with Horvath still on the board, I didn't mind at all.
You hurt me there, Austin.
Hey, man, I had to make sure you got Horvath, Pat. That's your guy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, picking with the heart sometimes.
I was going to say the one that really surprised me, Pat, when you picked him was Malik Tillman so high. Malik Tillman. I was, looking to pick him, to be honest, but I wasn't expecting you to pick him that early. So that kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah. I got worried with a lot of the other wingers selected off the board. Jay went with my guy, which I knew. Got there very long. CP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think Tillman, although not the number one position I wanted him there for, I just love what he's doing with Rangers, and again, big feat to him and Sands. Getting the Champions League group stage. As we're filming this episode in that day, but I think he's found a great home in Rangers. He's really developing. It's a team where he's going to get a lot of chances and a lot of opportunities. Maybe not the strongest league, but he's going to only use this to propel himself up. Moving forward into a top 4 league.
Yeah, and the fans love him over there.
Yeah, props to Greg for identifying him and picking him up. I think he was on my radar. I don't know if he was on your guys' radar, but I certainly wasn't like, we have to get him in. Look at him. He's amazing, and look at how different he looks now with Rangers than he did just with us a few months ago in the national team. He looks like a totally different player.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, big future ahead for him. Yeah. Well, I guess with that, guys, it was great having you guys on the episode today. I hope, again, you had a lot of fun. I know we had a lot of fun having you guys. So, we got to do this again sometime. It was a great pleasure.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It was a pleasure.
let's make sure, fans, if you pick basically which team you think was the best, leave it in the comments. And we're going to be pushing this out on Twitter. I know Justin said he was going to make a graphic for us to kind of push out as a poll. So look for that. And we're super excited about, all the feedback we get. So now, Pat, I think that is one final thing left to say. And that is, guys, one day, you guys all know it, we will win the World Cup.